All right. Well, it's not coming in. I don't know what to do. They give me the RTMP stream URL, and it has the stream key at the end of it. I'm streaming to it, but they don't give me any ability to say go live or anything. Maybe I am live on LinkedIn. Who knows? But anyway, the idea of the whole thing about guarding against divide and conquer psychological initiatives. I had a new epiphany this morning, and the idea is that you take that there's something vulnerable about joining groups where you all have an ideological cohesiveness. I almost want to suggest that we aim for being a part of, maybe join a group that you disagree with. Like I did this. I was a Ron Paul proponent back in 2008, and I was trying to get him elected. And there wasn't any Republican groups I could join in my area. So I found this group called the Progressives. So I joined them, and I would be on their mailing list, and I would talk about things from that perspective on there. And it's like, engaging with a group that you might not normally, right, be in full agreement with, and like learn how to deal with disagreements in an agreeable way. And I think part of it is agreeing to be forgiven and agreeing to forgive. And that's what my thing, the Forgiveness Public License at forgivenesspubliclicense.org, as you see on the screen there, is about. Anyway, as you might imagine, I'm quite the contrarian to a lot of things, and I find it a little hard at times to make ends meet. And if you feel like being a part of my work, you can join me at patreon.com/remedy report. And well, even just a monthly contribution of $5 a month would just mean the world to me. I remember the first time I got a contribution of some cryptocurrency from one of my shows. I just cried. I think it was only like $10 worth or something, but it was such a wonderful gesture. And I thought, wow, maybe there would be a way I could earn some money. And anyway, I don't mean to be a sob story, but in many ways, a lot of my life has been. But in other ways, I like to think that I've seen the best of times and the worst of times, and right now they're not too bad. They're, I had a really great day yesterday. Went to a wedding, and just had a superb time. That was nice. So if you need guests at your wedding, let us know. We'd be glad to come. If you could. Oh, that's funny. I think that's all. I mean, I already did a show earlier. I think I started another one up in the middle and let that go. But the big thing about disarming divide and conquer initiatives against you and those you want to retain relationships with, is to agree, to think ahead. How are we going to handle conflicts in the future? Are we going to, how can we forgive each other? And because conflicts will come, there's and they will come and they will be severe, and your psyche is preloaded, preconditioned with you know I, ideas to shut people out who offend you. And I think we want to be able to have the option to stay deeply rooted and connected with people we disagree with. And that's important. It's important that we do this now. I think in our on our continent, I'm here in North America. I think, I mean, I've heard people say this, and maybe it rings a little bit of truth to it, that um, one of the things they do, to a country before they invade it and stuff, is try to divide and conquer, divide people up so they're not a cohesive group. And so I don't know, but I encourage you to think on this topic and think about what you can do, see how it relates to the people around you. Maybe bring it up in conversations with people. And I'd love it if you could feedback the response to me. That would be wonderful. Hey, we've got someone watching on YouTube. I know that sounds weird, doesn't it? You're watching YouTube, the channel, and some guy says, hey, someone's watching. Oh, sadly, we've only got 3 people watching right now. 1 on Rumble, 1 on Twitch. I don't know. I don't get feedback on x.com how many are watching. And I'm trying to live stream onto LinkedIn. Looks like I might be able to do it someday. And we're streaming on Facebook, but nobody's watching. I have, my biggest platform has been Facebook. And sadly, this app I'm using, Rumble Studio, doesn't connect with my main Facebook page. It goes just to my personal profile page. All right, I've been talking a lot. Again, one more plug for patreon.com/remedy report. An easy way to send me like $5 a month and encourage me to do more of these kinds of discussions. I like to think about ways to bring harmony to the world, with economic ideas and health tips. Our health is our wealth. And I talk a lot about vitamin A and copper, both toxins that are affecting our health and really these health problems are really distracting us from advancing as a society in, I think, meaningful ways. So you can learn more about all the things I'm doing at forgivenesscapital.com. I kind of list most of my websites there, and it gives you kind of an overview. This website, I have a website for this show, and it's here. It's a sub page of remedycoin.com/remedy report. The logo that you see on that page, let me bring it up on the screen here. Oh, darn it. It's trying to get me to log in as administrator. I don't need to do that. Share screen. This logo over here, I wonder if you see my mouse. I don't know. Oh. There you go. So above my head here, there's this logo. It's got the three different, you might think of them as tears or whatever, drops of water maybe. Think of it as a system where one of these is the person who was injured. Another is the person who did the injury, and another are the markets. And that when we forgive, we create a financial instrument that bears that has the price tag on it of the act of forgiveness. So how much this incident was worth. That's really how the person who's forgiving is almost double giving away when they forgive. You're resolving the conflict by giving up what you're owed from it. And it's almost like being double injured. You're injured once, and then you're injured a second time when you give away the remedy for it. And then you have this financial instrument. You might not get the remedy for it. That's why it's almost like double giving. You're investing long in believing that the markets will give you something will recognize the value of your forgiveness. So then the markets have a role in engaging and investing into that asset. And this is the whole concept I'm trying to teach. And that, if we all learn to value in a minimalistic economic way, the value of these acts of forgiveness, we can change the world. And we can do it in years, not decades. So this is the remedycoin.com website. There's a donation page here. And there's some, I don't know, I haven't used these addresses in a long time. Probably best to let me know that you're going to send a cryptocurrency. PayPal, this address, PayPal@remedycoin.com, is different than my normal email address, but it's all set up for me to receive contributions. Or you can go to this link, paypal.me/remedycoin, and the receipt will be from Joseph William Baker. Other ways you could help. If you know somebody who has some health issues, I do some remote energetic wellness treatments that help to bring to clear some energy blockages in people, maybe send energy to them. With tuning forks, we can dissolve traumas in the past and allow your body to heal itself in a better way. And sometimes these things are very, very fast. I would love to be able to travel a lot and go to conferences and meet people at blockchain conferences. I did some of that, spending my own money on that. And people would say it was the most interesting thing of anything else they'd see at the conference. So I'm working on writing a book. So there's some ways you can do that. I think I have Cash App too. Remedy Coin. That would be me if that exists up there. So back to this control screen here. Just what you wanted to hear today, somebody talking about getting donations. Well, it's like if you like what you see, and those of you on Rumble, of course, you can maybe make some micro donations, or maybe there's a way to subscribe on there. I don't know how to set that up, but I think I already have somewhat, and can send things in there. But if you like people thinking about these ideas, how to kind of restructure the financial system, and I'm one who's been doing it for a very long time, and I bring an interesting blend of individual personal liberty and some bravado in terms of calling governments to account for the things that they've done to me and to others. The beauty of the forgiveness public license is it allows you to become a voice for those who are oppressed, if they are also members. Let's see, where is that? I want to give you that link again. I just am not seeing it. There it is, forgiveness public license. So if we agree to those terms, then when someone else, if someone comes against you, like say the government comes against you, and the way they're doing it is affecting the value we share in common, then by extension, they are affecting me, and it gives me the right to intervene in their conflict with you. So how can I intervene like that? I can go to, I can raise motions in your court case about jurisdiction, and this isolates you from being held responsible in your court case for like behaving badly or whatever. Normally, if you go into a court where you're being accused of doing something wrong, and then you start bringing up questions about jurisdiction, the judge may get angry and just throw you in jail. And about 50% of the time that can happen. But 50% of the time, the judge will throw the case out. So what this does with forgiveness public license, we end up creating this forgiveness, prearranged forgiveness agreement to forgive each other infinitely for anything in the future, and to agree to be forgiven. And in fact, it's an automatic endorsement of claims of the value of forgiveness. So we're essentially we're creating a private, secret, infinite trust of infinite value. I mean, when you do this, it is powerful. The first time I started doing it, I realized how much I was wielding in terms of value. It's just like it's infinite. And you really get a sense of how it is that you have infinite worth as a human being. I want to thank everybody who's joining in and watching, and let me check the chat. I need to be mindful of that. D Goodsight says, "Hi Joe, I appreciate you." How about that? Thank you so much. Yeah, on YouTube, I'm kind of building myself back up again. They destroyed my earlier site, and somehow I managed to sneak in and get a new one. But it's true. It's you can write a check. I mean, it's like writing a check, right? And a blank check. And but there are limits to it, and there are things that you'll have to learn from me along the way about, all right, so we create this money. How do we spend it? And how do we start to, what do we have to do as a group to honor the value of this forgiveness, and to start to get it engaged in the marketplace. So that's the kind of things that I'm working on in my mind. I'm just so glad that I'm back on LinkedIn. I have so many connections in the financial industry, in the cryptocurrency industry. It's great. I mean, but I don't know. At the same time, it's risky, because what I'm doing is really revolutionary. So yeah, I'd love to have your support. It would mean so much to me to have a little bit of cash. And if you can spare some, maybe do $5 a month, something like that. Patreon.com/Remedy Report. Sometimes I'll play some of my songs on here, karaoke songs, and I don't know what else do you find. I do some healing work for people. I've turned around, at least temporarily, someone's chronic kidney condition. Brought them down almost a whole full level. They were up to almost level 3, and I brought them down to the bottom of level 2. And the doctor was just stunned. This was like at a 3-month checkup, but she needed more work done on her liver. So I work on this stuff. I'm also volunteering a lot to help with the work of Dr. Garrett Smith, talking about vitamin A and copper toxicity, and strategies for helping the body to detox from those. I think I mentioned this already, but so that broadcast is called Nutrition Detective. I wonder if I have it on here as a title, but I could just throw it up on the screen. I think I ought to. I'm going to add one here. Nutrition Detective. I'll just give you the website, right? And well, he's a nutrition detective on YouTube. Darn it. Save that to library. So sometimes if you're on my mailing list, I will put that up on the screen. I mean, I'll put out an email blast about one show that he's doing. He's connected so many different types of health problems to vitamin A toxicity. Dr. Garrett Smith. And it's a slow thing, but eating a diet free of vitamin A will improve your life. And it's not just that simple. In fact, this is probably the most thought-engaging topic next to, cryptocurrencies and economic principles and the whole, forgiveness type of thing I'm working on and other things. I mean, I don't know. I like to get into things that are brainy, uh, and come back and help share this information with others, hopefully in ways that people can benefit from it. And I make mistakes along the way. I've made mistakes recommending ivermectin in the past, and I'm sorry for that. I've learned about its toxicities and the immediate harm it can do to people, and the prolonged possibility for harm that ivermectin can cause. And we live, we adapt, we change, we learn, we grow, we move on. But yeah, I mean, in terms of health tips, this show I'd like to talk about health tips, and that used to mean herbs and herbal remedies, stuff like that, or how to juice fruits and vegetables and stuff. And now I'm learning the entire opposite. So I've got to apologize for promoting that stuff. It's weird. It's a path of constant discovery, and I've set my mind back in 2008 open to learning new things that upset the apple cart of my whole world. And so it's important. I mean, I think people should do that. Like, be ready and willing. This is the job of a philosopher, is to always be searching for the deeper truths and things. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you again real soon. Goodbye for now.